Welcome back to the final match of the day here in Kabaddi tournament. It's Sri Lanka against Iran, with the Iranian side second on the table before this game with 6 points. Iranian in defense now on the right-hand side of the screen. Sri Lanka in black and gold on the left-hand side, with the first empty raid for the Sri Lankan, and now a successful one for the Iranians. Let's see if there's any point awarded, or maybe the reverse. Yes, Iran still at nil, while Sri Lanka was awarded 1 point for the previous raid. Sri Lanka only 6 on the table, 6 out of 7 teams in this boys Kabaddi tournament. They lost their game against Pakistan yesterday, 36-55, while Iran lost again against huge powerhouse India, 46-29. Other than that, a surprising defeat for Iran, or rather surprising one against Bangladesh, 48-55 the previous days. That means 2 defeats and 3 wins for the Iranians, who still maintain themselves on the second place on the table. Excellent tackle there against number 11, Wira Surya, the Sri Lankan raider. And point, of course, for Iran in this beginning of what seems to be a very balanced game. Number 9, Saleh Malek Zadeh, was sent as a raider by Iran, and one tag there awarded by the referee. Iran 3, Sri Lanka 1. Nice try there by Ramzat. Number 3. And now a new raid by the same Saleh Malikzadeh. Excellent. Sends on the setting block Karun Akaran. Agampudi now trying to claw back some points for his team. A nice aggressive defense by the Iranian side. Double chain pairs. Very agile. Then an empty raid by the Sri Lankan. It's now once again Saleh Mazlek-Zadeh turn for the Islamic Republic of Iran. With the foot there. And finally, that's a fail for Agampodi, who is sent on the bench. The raid continues for Saleh Malikzadeh, but it was at the limit. 2 seconds on the clock for that attack, allowed though by the referee. Iran 5, Sri Lanka 1. Ramzat, once again, number 3, as a raider for the Sri Lankans. After the first point for the black and gold. No other point for them. 5 consecutive points for Iran. a little bit too much, and a not successful raid once again by Ramzat. Once again, the number one weapon of Iranians, Saleh Malekzadeh. Number 8 acts as a bait, but very well played by Malekzadeh. Excellent player who eliminates Ramzat. Iran 6, Sri Lanka 2. The only Sri Lankan, Farid, gets the tag there in front of Shaku Mahali. And it's Sri Lanka 3 now. And one teammate revived. It's number 1, Atukoralaj. Farid seemed to be the most dangerous Sri Lankan player. He was attacked by Malekzadeh, and now Atukoralaj on his own. The opponent's second half. Very difficult to attack. Nice try there to the bonus point, and the kick failed. The tackle excellently executed by the cover and the center. We saw it. Number 10, Mohsen Hamoudi Terrifi. Jumped, plunged on the spot on his opponent. That's the first all-out of the game. That means 2 additional points for Sri Lanka, for Iran, I beg your pardon. Sri Lanka asked for the first timeout of the match. It's Iran 10, and now it should be 11 after the successful attack by Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi. +8 for the Islamic Republic of Iran. With number 3, Diat Patua Gamavidana as a raider for Sri Lanka. Oh, caught there, no chance. He slid, I think, and that cost him a place on court. It was a tag there required by Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi, awarded by the referee, who sent Farid Mohammad Najafaini on the bench. Number 11 now, Wira Surya for Sri Lanka as a raider. +10 for Iran. And once again, what an aggressive defense by the Iranians. A pursuit there. Nice counter-attack by the same Saleh Malekzadeh, number 9 from the Iranian side, with a touch against number 5, Karuna Karan, sent now on the bench. The hair apparently touch of Karuna Karan, but the referee said no. No point for Iran now. Oh, and what a tackle! Rather violent one by Hossein Nasiri. No chance for this man with Asuria. It's point for Iran. The new elimination on Sri Lankan side. Once again. And that's it. Excellent. Excellent escape by number 6. Gahremani Agje Yaye. Despite this powerful defense by the Sri Lankan side, what an escape. Excellent. 3 more points for the Iranians because he was touched by 3 players while trying to escape. Karuna Karan now, the raider for Sri Lanka, and he's lost. Yeah. Don't turn around because that's an absolute nightmare. The start of a very confusing and troubled moment, and he paid it on the spot. It's Iran 20 because it's the second all out of the game. Sri Lanka only 3. Timeout required by the Iranians. Now, once again, 7 against 7, with Iran leading by 17, while we are heading toward the second half of this first period. With a touch there, no, says his Sri Lankan counterpart, but the referee says point for Iran. Touch was valid. Agampudi is sent to the bench. Good reaction though by the number 3 Batu Kandage Don, the Sri Lankan raider. And we are now once again, oh, what a reaction once again by Malikzadeh. This time he's caught. And what a gesture, what a hand on the midline, despite a full effort by the Sri Lankan team. There will be 2, even 3 Sri Lankan players sent on the sitting block. What a disaster for them. And what a swift reaction by Malikzadeh. Number 3 now, Batukan Jade. Done. And an empty raid by the Sri Lankans. It really hurts. Saleh Malikzadeh, absolutely unstoppable in this first period. 1 more point for Iran. Now Atu Koralaj, number 1 Sri Lankan, sent for the raid. Very technical, very swift, are trying to touch the bonus line. Did he do it? Yes, but the other foot was on ground. It's on the ground. The point was not awarded. Once again a touch. Signed Malikzadeh. And Atu Koralaj sent on the sitting block. Ramzat, Sri Lankan raider, and the touch there, apparently point awarded for Sri Lanka, but it's a meager consolation. This first half, hugely dominated by Iran. Number 6, wow, what a tackle once again, but Gahremani Akhjegyaye manages to escape and to return to the midline. Batu Kandaj done. And this time it's a successful tackle excellently executed by Shakur Mahali. What a plunge from the Iranian cover. Iran 32, Sri Lanka 5. A foot on the bonus line. That means Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi has already 1 point. And it's enough, he considers. So he retreats behind the midline. Surya fully tackled by 3 Iranians. No chance there. An absolutely glorious reaction by the red and green team. And that's fine. Garremani sends another Sri Lankan on the bench. Number 10 is Agampudi for Sri Lanka, but things look dire for the Islanders. Wow, a new tackle. And it's Iran 36, Sri Lanka only 5. And a wipeout. A real one, this first half. Less than 5 minutes on the clock. And Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi was sent as a raider. Unsuccessful. A few voices raised in the grandstands in support of Sri Lanka. They needed it badly. And a new collective tackle against Atukoralaj was sent on the sitting block. Saleh Malekzadeh, the number 1 player of Iran, the touch there. Yes or no? Yes, but that's not enough. Has enough time. And now that's enough. Both Sri Lankan players are eliminated. And it's an all-out once again. Iran reaches 41 points. Only 6 for Sri Lanka. And it's a timeout requested by the Sri Lankan coach. There were 2 wins for Sri Lanka in this tournament. One against Bahrain, 65-21. And the other after a very balanced game. Real thriller between the Islanders and Thailand, 50-49. A rather surprising win, giving the Sri Lankan poor form in this game. Number 11 now, Surya, sent as a raider. The Iranian camp, unsuccessful. Now it's the turn of Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi. It's a touch there, and already 1 point. Yeah. Pursued, but not allowed by the referee. Ramzat for Sri Lanka with a tag. Apparently so. Yeah, it will be a point awarded to the Sri Lankans. Or not, says the referee. And there, Gahremani Agceh Gaye makes it 42 for Iran with less than 3 minutes on the clock in this first half. Atukoralaj sent by the Sri Lankans to get points, and instead gets tackled. To Koralaj on the bench. And now it's the turn of weapon number 1, Malekzadeh, to enter the Sri Lankan camp. Oh, it was a touch there, but that's not enough, considers Malekzadeh. Wants another point, and another Sri Lankan player eliminated. And still, apparently, there wasn't any tag, says the referee. A new excellent reaction by the Iranian squad. And a tackle that leaves no chance, to Koralaj. Of course, there's no change, basically, on the dynamic of this play. Iran leads by a huge margin, 38 points against Sri Lanka. Now 39. This new touch by Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi. We're heading towards the most impressive score of the entire tournament. Until now, India holds this honor with 89 points scored in their match against the same Sri Lanka. It seems to be a medical problem there for number 13, Amirar Salan Shahraki. Or maybe for number 10, Mohsen Hamoudi Tarifi. In any case, the game is on now with Batukan Daje for Sri Lanka. But an unsuccessful raid to shy there after so many fails by his teammates. Hassan Nejad Mohammadabadi with a kick, and it's successful, says the referee. One more point for Iran. No chance, absolutely none, for Veera Surya. Veera Surya Gedaratilna, his full name. And that's all for the first half. Iran leads 50 points to 6 against Sri Lanka in the most imbalanced match of the day. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second part. We're back in the Isa Sports City for the final match of the day in the Kabaddi Boys tournament. It's Iran against Sri Lanka, with a commanding lead for the Iranians after the first half. 50 points to only 6 by a very meager Sri Lankan squad. It's Amirali Khalili sent for the first Iranian raid. Success with 1 point. Apologies. 1 point gathered by Iran, and then a wonderful tackle by number 10, Hamoudi Terifi, against Ramzat, the Sri Lankan raider. It's another point on the scoreboard for Iran. Asadpur is sent on the court with a foot on the bonus line. Now, was it a touch? No, says the referee. No point for Iran, who stays at 52. Wira Surya once again tackled violently by the same Hamoudi Terifi. Absolutely superb defensive gesture by the Iranian. And 1 more point for the second place on the table. The second place team, Iran. A little bit too optimistic. Amirali Khalili tackled successfully, and it's point for Sri Lanka, much awaited one for the Islanders. Ramzat once again revived by this Sri Lankan point. And finally, he quits his raid. It's Gahremani Akchegyaye, one of the strongest Iranian players in the first half, sent for the raid. And it's a foot on the bonus line. And point for Iran. Yep. 1 more point for the red and green. And now it's Atu Koralaj, the Sri Lankan raider, with a nice attempt there, but no touch, says the referee. Shahkuk Mahali escapes the touch. Obvious touch there, made by Asadpur. And Karuna Karan is sent on the sitting block. Wow, what an emotion, but a nice recovery by the number 10, Agampudi, who sends one Iranian on the bench. It's point for Sri Lanka. Amirali Khalili now is an Iranian rider. And absolutely versatile, this player. No worries whatsoever, despite being tackled at 1 point. Wira Surya for Sri Lanka. But mission impossible, of course. And he gets back to his side. Asadpur against a defense of 3 Sri Lankans. Difficult for the Iranians. Finally, everything goes well for Ali Asadpur. And it's now a 50 points difference between the two squads. Number 11, Ami Khalili. pushed beyond the lobby area. And now that was it, a new point for Sri Lanka. And the first all-out of the second half. That means more points, 2 additional points for Iran, plus 1 point for every active player on their team. At that moment, Iran 62, Sri Lanka 8. Unsuccessful attempt to return by number 7, damage done. And this damage done there by Iran. Number 11, Amir Ali Khalili. Good retreat there at the right moment for Khalili after a touch. Foot behind the balk line, but it's not enough. He wanted the bonus line, as there were enough Iranians in front of him. But what an aggressive defense there, and no chance. A pursuit for number 2, Ali Asadpour. And now a classic attack with a touch against number 5, but it's not enough. Will he try to touch another Sri Lankan? No. That's all. 1 more point for Iran. Karuna Karan sent on the bench. And it's a substitution in the Iranian squad. With number 3, Babapur Sherkardasht sent on the court. The right corner, very aggressive, Sherkardasht, but well covered by number 6. And now, excellent tackle. What an action. Atu Koralaj sent on his third, on the setting block. Ali Asadpour as a raider, and his tackle, the super tackle by the Sri Lankans. And I think it's enough, yeah. Super tackle allowed, and Sri Lanka scores 3 points now, for a total of 10. Nice try there by Gamajdan. This time revived by his teammates, and it's not for long. Maybe less than a minute. Gamajdan resent to the bench. Garimani Agjeh Gyae is the Iranian rider against a new defense of 3 Sri Lankans. Very efficient previously, but now the raider is changed. And it's a touch. That means Batu Kandaj goes to the bench. And it's point for Iran. 69 to only 10. Ramzat is the Sri Lankan raider. Now that we are heading towards the second half of this period. Unsuccessful. An empty raid once again by the Sri Lankans. I'm afraid we're heading toward a new all-out. Wow. Maybe a jump with consequences there for Asadpour. It's a small point for Iran. (70 to 10) with Karuna Singha Gedara now escaping the Iranian encirclement. It will be tough, very tough for the Sri Lankan to get back to his half. One more point for Iran, and it's an all-out, the second one of this period. Amir Ali Khalili, Iranian raider. In front of him, the full Sri Lankan formation. But he slid there, the left corner. And this point for Iran. A lack of coordination. Immediately punished by the corner left. Number 15, Shaku Mahali. Left no chance to this man, Karuna Singha Gedara. Once again, Asadpur as the raider. And what a try there by number 1 Sri Lankan, who gets on the bench. Nice try, but Asadpur was a little bit sharper, more sharp. Number 7, Gamajdan. Once again caught and tackled by these mighty Iranians. Sent to the bench. The agile Sri Lankan. And 2 new substitutions in the Iranian squad. Shahraki and Islam Kujekbiglu enter the court. As the winner is already known. And for the Iranian coach, it's a training session. It allows its young players to get in touch, to warm up, maybe for the following games. One point for Sri Lanka there. Sri Lanka gets to 12. Agampodi now, the Sri Lankan rider against a 6-man defend. Whoa. What a clawback there by, what a coordination, as there were 3 Iranians in the same time who gripped Agampodi. And now Purni Galb, his first raid in this game, against a defense of only 2 Sri Lankans. It's a touch, now no worries for him to get back his half. New point for Iran. The only Sri Lankan left, number 8 Farid, trying to reach the back line, or even not. At least he feints that. The Iranian defense, very aware, stays put. And that was all, I'm afraid. Oh, that's simple. Yeah. The third all-out of the period, the 5th of the match for the Sri Lankans, who sank rather easily from the very beginning of the game. There's a huge difference in level, skills and technique between the 2 squads, and that's obvious. Sri Lankan seem really lost there. Saleh, yeah. Karuna Singha Gedara with an empty raid, And now it's Islam Gujek Biglu at its first raid. Substitution. Tries, makes his way through the Sri Lankan defense. To no avail. It's a nice, good tackle by the whole Sri Lankan squad. And the point for the Islanders. Islam Gujek Biglu sent on the sitting block. 2 substitutions as well for Sri Lanka, with number 13 Sahaddin sent on the court, and Batukan Dejdan also entering the field. Good touch there, yes, by number 7 Gamajdan. And one more point for his team. Babapur sent on the bench for Iran, and now it's Purnigal. He's caught and blocked by no less than 4 Sri Lankans. Excellent reaction from the Islanders. Foot on a bonus line. The daring action punished by the Sri Lankans. And now it's number 10 Agampudi, who gets to eliminate 2 Iranians. Number 2 Asadpur, behind him Shahraki. Now that's a nice situation for Sri Lanka. With Hanili, the Iranian raider, in front of a full defense of 7. No point for the Iranians. And it's up to Gamajdan against Halili and Khalej Awarsiji. Time is running out, I'm afraid. And that's a super tackle. Yes, confirmation. There are 2 more points for Iran. Agampodi with an empty raid. No, finally is a touch awarded for the Sri Lankan. And the same Amir Ali Khalili sent as a raider for the Iranian squad. And now it's caught and tackled there in the lobby area. Excellent choice by the Sri Lankans. Swift reaction there, while he was trying rather shyly to put a foot in the bonus area. Back to the game now, and finally it's an all-out, first all-out reached by the Sri Lankans. 2 more points. Asadpur. Against the full Sri Lanka defense, but to no avail. Good decision by Asadpur to get back. This is half at the right moment. 3 points for Iran. There were no less than 3 Sri Lankans who attempted to tackle the Iranian. And once again, Asadpur, this final minute of the game, with a touch there awarded against Karuna Karan, sent on the sitting block. Atu Koralaj Now, the final raider for Sri Lanka. The final raider of the game was probably, there is no more time left on the clock, and it's a touch, it's a tag, and finally he reached the midline in time for the point to be awarded. Final point then for Sri Lanka, who ends at 23 against the mighty Iranian squad. Final score, Iran 92. This is the biggest total of the tournament. Sri Lanka 23. Iran stays at the second place of the group, behind the leader, undefeated leader, India, while Sri Lanka stays at the bottom of the table, the penultimate place, 6th, with 2 wins